With the enemy only 20 miles away, the refugee children are fed with their one meal a day, a high-protein meal of fish stock or cornmeal or soya bean and milk formulas. The terrible starvation of last autumn is now almost over, although the military situation has deteriorated. The aid came just in time, but even so, too late to save thousands of deaths from starvation.
This was what my people went through and are still going through up till this moment. But some people find it to be true, or some people think within themselves that the right thing to do is to arrest Mazen Namdekano and Simon Ekpa, people who are standing to defend their people. Somebody around the globe is telling us that they stand for justice, fairness, and progress. They stand for peace. And after this annihilation, after all this suffering, and they continue to suffer the people of Biafra till this moment, and these people expect us to fold our hands and remain slaves and not do anything. And any one of us who stands up to defend us and fight for us, they call that person a terrorist. They fight that person, but they cannot provide for us. Their source of livelihood is coming from Biafra land, but yet they cannot give us an enabling environment to thrive. They cannot even provide our necessary amenities. They can't provide for our welfare. Yet, they somehow want us to become and act as though we are slaves. Unbelievable. This is why we must find a way to unite with Russia to help us fight this West.
Here, the aid is distributed by a Catholic priest, elsewhere by Protestants.
I'm coming. I can be Aiba. I can be Aiba. Geneva. 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 Biko.
While the priests distributed food, nearby the English students found Biafran officials telling the children about the evils of Nigeria.
They are pursuing us, killing us. They are killing our parents, our brothers, our fathers, and even ourselves. Most of our parents are shot in the farm. Our homes are destroyed. Houses are burned. Parents, women are also murdered.
Biafra is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa gbanye nefe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ n'ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị aka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-eto gị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezu oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe ndị kwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Dear Biafrans, you must know that this freedom for Biafra or quest for freedom is very sacrosanct. It's very important that you continue to fight until total freedom is achieved. Do not be dismayed. Do not be confused. Do not be afraid. Stand strong and fearless even in the face of your enemies. Your only source of freedom, your only source of being completely free from all manner of injustice is when you achieve total freedom. You must understand this and you must continue to fight. Look at Mali today. Look at Burkina Faso today. Look at Niger today. Each and every one of them are happy that freedom has finally come to them. If you think that these activities of the politicians that are happening in Nigeria is just something that must happen, then you are joking. If you think that it is just happening, you are joking. It is as a result of the activities of the West. They want to continue to cage you, to box you into a corner. If you think that what we are telling you here are lies, can you now listen to one of the politicians in Nigeria and hear what he has to say? Perhaps he would have a rethink. This is why we are here for you. Listen to this man.
The tragedy of Nigeria began in 1986 when we did the structural adjustment program. When we were persuaded to devalue our currency every week for 32 years. When I went to school, and many of you are here, the Naira was $1.50. The Naira was almost £1 sterling. They came here, persuaded some brilliant men from Harvard and the World Bank that weekly devaluation was wonderful. 32 years of devaluing your currency until we hit 527. And they were still telling us that the Naira was still overvalued. That brought poverty, misery upon us. Then interest rates went to 30%. So nobody could build a factory, start a farm, produce anything, or create jobs. Because every time you bring in a shipload of rice, you also bring in a shipload of unemployment. Because you are transferring your wealth to sustain other economies. Somehow, Nigerians didn't notice it. So we became a nation of importers. Toothpicks. Each year it cost us $18 million. Importing toothpicks. Tomato paste, $400 million. So you talked about tomatoes now. One basket in town now is less than 2,000 naira. The farmers are losing money because the processors don't have enough funds to set up factories. They are going to do tomato paste is food grade stainless steel. You can't just use anything because you'll be putting poison in people's stomachs. 2 factories have started off. I believe by the middle of next year, we can comfortably tell importers of tomato paste to stop. But when you do, you make enemies. Even the rice we're trying to reduce, we have enemies, heavy enemies, people who can kill if they have a chance, because you're spoiling their business. And let nobody take it lightly. These guys have seized this country's economy, they've taken us hostage, and they have no intention of giving up. Because this is a huge market, a very sweet market, and they have taken control. And I'm saying it because I have been in this business for 41 years and I can tell you some history. Abdullah Adamu is here. Import milk, sugar, toothpicks, toothpaste, handkerchiefs, pencils. We don't make. To cure Nigerians of that malady will take a while. It will take a strong government. That's the truth. And they are not happy that we're cutting down. When we cut down, they lose money there. So you see all sorts of publications. We're telling lies. We're not growing rice. We're trying to demoralize the local farmers and make sure that the economy fails. That's the story of imports. Now, I read a story recently in the newspapers. The French ambassador, the champagne ambassador in Nigeria, gave an article to The Guardian. He said Nigerians love life. We are the biggest consumers of champagne on planet Earth, more than the French who make it. There are parties you attend in some places where the only drink is champagne. Of course, the individual is free to spend his money, but his money comes from Nigeria's Commonwealth. So on imports, it will take a while for us to get used to local goods and accept that we should consume what we produce and produce what we want to consume. I take your point. We have to take 10 measures to cut down on imports, because these young boys and girls who have no jobs today are not going to allow us to carry on enjoying life at their expense. They need jobs. They need jobs. They are children. They've graduated, they've come back home to begin a second childhood because there's no factory to employ them. And the ministries can't take any more. But somebody is making sure you fail when you want to produce at home.
You heard it. The person that just spoke is Audu Ogbeh. He explained everything for over 52 years. Now it is over 60 something years. They continue to tell you to devalue your currency. You do not know that these things were there ab initio. You do not know. But now you are hearing from them. Who are the politicians who have been there? So, what do you do in times like this? Because most of the politicians you see today are now puppets of the West. They do as the West and America chooses and pleases for their own personal gain. We will give you a percentage for your own, take it, but the others, allow it to come to us. And because of their greed, they will not want to do the right thing. And we continue to suffer when we have enough to take care of ourselves and even take care of the world. This is the plight and the situation of Africa today. And we must start by changing it from Biafra territory. We must do everything within our powers to ensure that we fight. That is why I continue to tell our people, you must not wait for the West, because these are the people who have kept you in abject poverty. You must not wait. You must continue to do things here and liberate yourself. We are a sovereign people. We are a sovereign people, and that is why most of our communities are autonomous communities. We are not slaves. We don't buy into those ideas. We must fight and liberate ourselves. We must fight and liberate ourselves. That mentality that have been imposed on us, that makes us say that we cannot do anything, we cannot fight the government, it is a lie from the pit of hell. Look at Burkina Faso, look at Mali, look at Niger, look at Ivory Coast currently, and many more are coming. They are gaining more and more relevance. Stand up and fight. Do not think that the West can help you. We know we are waiting for recognition from United States and all, but we must be doing something. We must be doing something in Biafra land. We must send these people packing. We must chase away our enemies. We must do that for our own sake. Thank you for listening. This is Biafra First.